Here's my mould for fish fillets. Please note it involves using a blade and children shouldn't do this. The mould comes in two halves, a back and a front of the fish, or rather two sides, like the real thing. I use Cernit for the fish fillets because it's durable and just the right translucency, and it needs only a very little conditioning when it's fresh, just a bit more when it's matured a bit. This one's Cernit porcelain. I roughly form a fillet shaped piece of clay and then shape it to be approximately the right shape and size for the mould. I then press it into the mould nice and firmly. Then I cut away the excess. Very carefully. Now I want to add a skin. This isn't absolutely necessary, but it does make it look more realistic. As you can see, it looks okay without. This is a codfish cane that I made some time ago, and I cut the thinnest possible slice. And press it out with my fingers to make it a little bit larger. I don't need the head part, so I'll cut that away. And then I just press this sheet onto the back of the mould. It should be the right way up so that the darkest part is where the mould is thicker. I'll explain this again later. And trim away the edges. Press it firmly again, and then you can demould it. Just trim a little bit more away. Here it comes. Just tidying it up. I'm trimming these edges diagonally because it helps to make them very, very thin. It's tricks like this that make the real difference. Here I'm accentuating where the bones would be at the very end of the fillet as well. I like to make these little extra touches so that every item is hand finished and none of them are exact copies of each other. Here's the two sides. It's like the two sides of a fish. One side is cut one way and the other side is cut the other way. This is the smaller size mould. I'll quickly show you the mackerel fillet. Once again, I'm using Cernit. In this case, I'm using the biscuit colour. This makes a great uncooked mackerel. For a cooked mackerel, you'd need to add some opaque white. Once again, I'm cutting the shape to make sure it fits in nicely. I'll still need to cut a little bit off. Here's a piece of mackerel skin which I've already cut. It's from a rather old cane and that's why it's breaking a little bit easily. But it's okay and it'll fit fine on the Cernit and stick down. Even though it was made of Fimo, don't be afraid to mix clays in the same piece of work. So I'm lining it up. Once again, making sure that it is well stuck. That doesn't need any trimming and looks just right. And once again I'm accentuating the bones.